Stop right there. Yeah, you. If you like all things entertainment, current events, or Hollywood, then look no further. Creator to Creators, hosted by director Meosha of Horror Noir, interviews filmmakers and creatives from around the world. Join in on the fun, guest celebrities, and informative information to have as a creator. Hit subscribe and stay connected to Creator to Creators.
Hi, thank you for coming on. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time now.
I appreciate that, Meosha. Absolutely. I'm excited to connect here.
Definitely. So for those who are listening and those who don't know about you and just about things that you're doing, tell me a little bit about YAYSTACK and how you came and how that came to be, and also a little bit about yourself, like growing up. I mean, just how that all came about.
I appreciate that, Meosha.
Problem.
I appreciate the going with the flow here with the ability to be driving here in Atlanta, Georgia,
I love
and
it.
to speak with you and your audience here, looking at the back of my, I would call it steering wheel, but it's a yoke. Um, so now I'm set up, and I can hand it back to Elon. Uh, there we go. Yes, I'm originally from the South Atlanta area, Atlanta, Georgia. Um, and yeah, I mean, I grew up playing baseball. I've played piano since I was 6 and guitar and bass since I was 12. Um, and I always made music as a hobby, never considered it a career choice. But then I'm 19 years old. I'm studying abroad in Barcelona, Spain, and I was offered a job at the U.S. Embassy there, or I could move home and sign a record deal. And so I
Yeah.
did what any 19-year-old would do, and I moved home and I signed a record deal. And we were working with a music producer, and I said, "Hey, Rob, I know how much the label's paying you. How does one become a music producer?" And he says, "Tell people you're a music producer." So I decide to become a music producer and to start telling people that I am. And when I started telling people that I was Meosha, I felt like I was putting on a jacket that just didn't fit. It was like imposter syndrome, you know.
Yeah.
But then it took about 3 years to get my sea legs, and I just kept producing music, and the business grew every year, all through word of mouth referrals.
Wow.
Uh, and and really, I just knew there was something missing in my business. I just didn't know what. Um, and I'm a voting member of the Recording Academy, so I go to the Grammys, and I'm all inspired, and I come back and I have the proverbial Oprah Winfrey aha moment, and I realize, that one day somebody's going to build a referral network. So that's where YAYSTACK came from.
Nice.
I also, when I decided, to become a music producer, I needed a laptop. I had never used Craigslist before, but I
Yeah.
decided to and found a guy that was willing to drive down from Nashville. I drove up from Atlanta. We met in Chattanooga in a hotel parking lot. Just looked at the laptop, looked good to me, so I gave him ours, and we parted ways. And then when I got home, I plugged it up, and it wouldn't charge. There was a short, and the battery just wouldn't charge. So once it died, so did the computer. I tried to reach back out to the guy on couldn't. So I was officially, and I remember thinking, I wish that there was like a trusted, positive, like referral and recommendation platform. Like, where is that?
Yeah.
So little did I know that that bad experience, and I know anybody that's listening to this, we're all experiencing something bad, and we can all look back and see how bad experiences have, in many ways, directly linked us to our best experiences.
Yes.
Uh, and that absolutely happened, and it was unexpected, it was unforeseen, both in the short term and in the long term, because the guy who repaired the laptop ended up mentoring me, and
Wow.
that was worth far the cost of the repair. And then of course it led to this whole idea with YAYSTACK. And YAYSTACK, just to get to that, is so I'm the founder of YAYSTACK. It's a positive recommendation platform.
Nice.
Think Pinterest for referrals and recommendations. So it's not just pinning things that you're interested in, stacking yays, which are things you actually recommend.
Right.
from your to orders at your go-to restaurants, products, services, music, movies, real estate agents, anything and everything that Meosha thinks is yay worthy. She
Yeah.
now has a place to put it where it's categorized, it's organized, it's searchable, it's findable, it's accessible, and it's consistent in that it's a recommendation. It's not
Right.
just a life update, it's not just entertaining, even though I like those too. This is specifically for referrals and recommendations. And then brands jump into the fun and they actually offer giveaways as
Right.
thank yous for sharing favorites. And so that's where, for example, share a favorite place to travel, and Delta is going to give you a gift card as a thank you for sharing an entrance to win at least. And then same is true for what's your go-to order at whatever restaurants, and then you basically enter to win a bunch of fun things. So it's
Nice.
really fun, all positive, and yeah, we're an relatively early stage startup, but we've got really big dreams to ultimately become the #1 recommendation platform in the world, and #2, truly to accomplish our mission. Hold on, I'm having to turn real quick.
Take your time. You're good.
To accomplish our mission, Meosha, to make the world a more positive place as an intentional
100%.
positive platform.
Yeah, and I think that's wonderful because it's such a we live in a time where there's so much negativity. I mean, with just the things all around us. So we need something like this, and thank you for wanting to do that, to be a part of, like be the change that you want to see in the world, right?
Mhm.
So thank you for that. But I'm curious, yay, like what made you say yes, that is going to be the name? Like
I credit for that, but really, there's people that are much smarter than me around me, thankfully. So YAYSTACK success is really in spite of me. But so we actually had a placeholder name that was economy, but it was people would call it econome because it was basically economy with an e at the end. So it didn't work. But it was all about like taking ownership of it's my economy. So Meosha puts $1 in the marketplace. It's her vote on who wins, right? And then when she shares, that's an additional vote, like to help, to really take ownership of your economy. But that name didn't work. So we went to Matchstick. If you go to matchstick.com without the K at the end, so it just ends in a C, matchstick.com, they went through a branding session
Mhm.
and they came up with 300 names, and YAYSTACK rose to the top
Oh,
because it actually says what we do, which is it's yays stacking,
yeah.
as opposed to getting lost at the bottom of an endless feed, or as opposed to Yelp, Amazon reviews, Google reviews, where there's a lot of nays. It's all stranger danger, a
Right.
lot of activity. And so, YAYSTACK really spoke to um, how one, it's not ephemeral, it doesn't disappear, it doesn't go away, it's stacking. And then yay, in that, it's truly, it is all yays, no nays. you know Reviews, great, there's plenty of places for that. If you want
Yeah.
recommendations, that's what we're all about: positive
Right.
people sharing positive experiences.
I love that. That's awesome. That's really that's great because that's how part of building the brand. Like I always think building brands are kind of difficult, but having a team to help you get that name, that roasted, like that's awesome. What like what is your plans for YAYSTACK? What do you see in the future? What's next for it?
I so appreciate that. You're so sweet to ask that, Meosha. Thank you. um, it's really a two-sided marketplace for
Yeah.
us. There's
Yeah.
consumers that share referrals and recommendations. Then there's the businesses that want to be recommended
Right.
really, really badly. And so uh, we found that there's a greater pain point, Meosha, with the businesses
Hmm.
where they be recommended by all their customers, where it's 100% positive 100% of the time. It's never negative. Because if a nay happens on our platform, oh, it's not a recommendation, it's not a yay, we remove it.
I
or we
see.
invite them to remove it. We don't do nays. That's just not who we are. Plenty of places to do that, just not here. So with businesses, we are solving a problem for them, which is point of sale referrals.
Right.
Point of sale referrals, meaning don't wait for a review that's hopefully positive somewhere down the road where only strangers end up seeing it.
Right.
Rather, sometimes people have not because they ask not. We say we have because we ask. Ask and you shall receive.
Right.
Like, request a recommendation with every receipt.
Right.
Talking to any business owner, a restaurant owner, service provider, request a recommendation with every receipt. This way, right away, you can say, hey, we're collecting our referrals and recommendations. And oh, by the way, we've sweetened the pot and we're doing some fun VIP experience giveaway. And so that's an entrance to win that. So it provides some immediate value and makes it a bit of fun. But I see in the future, in the year 2025, call it, where you can't buy anything anywhere, just about, whether it's at your restaurant or a real estate agent, lawn care service, makeup, beauty, clothing boutique. You can't buy anything anywhere without them asking you to add them to your YAYSTACK. To where they're
Mm.
asking, Meosha, will you give us a yay on YAYSTACK?
I see.
Which is just a favorites list. That's all it is. It's like, Meosha, will you kindly add us to your favorites list? Where you are putting your name against, if you're willing to put your name against wherever you got this jewelry, wherever you have, I'm sure, whoever does your hair, I'm sure you have a wonderful relationship with them. Like, if you're willing to share, will you please do it?
Right.
And that happening, because sharing at point of sale, positive sharing at point of sale, is the future that we see
Yeah.
on Yay.
That's wonderful. Positive point. I love that. Year 2025. There we go. It's happening.
Yes, it's happening. It took Pinterest 4 years to go from what's Pinterest to a household name. So
Yeah.
we're honoring that time horizon, or just what it takes, which is a lot of
Oh,
time.
right, absolutely. And I mean I see it growing, and it's really awesome just to see like people sharing and connecting, and just every time I come back to visit, I'm like, wow, like I remember when like this, and then look at it, you guys now. It's like growing. It's so awesome. I mean, so congrats to you and the team. That's really cool. Um,
Thank you, Mia. It reminds me of my wife actually downloaded Pinterest in the early days, and it
yeah.
was like a white screen, and she had to go to Firefox or Safari, copy paste a URL back in on that white screen, and it would create a pin, and it was super cumbersome. It was clunky, and Ashley just deleted it. And she was like, sorry, not cool. Then a little over a year later, her friend Lindsay invited her to a pin board. Her friend Sarah invited her to a pin board. And she said, okay, well, let me open this back up. So she downloads the app again, and then she looks at it, and it's full of pins, and it's like beautiful, and it's easy and intuitive. And she was like, what is this? Like, this is a different app, you know? And so we're definitely going through a similar journey, a little bit, longer than Pinterest, but it's that type of progression where it's always just like every day make it better, every day make it better,
Yeah.
every day better.
Yeah, and it is, and I mean, I can't wait. Like 2 years from, that's only what, we're almost over 2023. We're gonna be
Oh,
in
it's
the
gonna
year 2024. Like, it's
oh, yeah,
crazy. I'm excited.
yeah.
Um,
And I've got 4 children, so I know how fast time flies. Children are
yeah,
time friends, also startups,
yeah,
tech startups. So my time is flying.
oh man, what would you say, like, advice to people that are trying to like build their brand? What's something that you would recommend them to do to in growing their brand?
I appreciate that, Meosha. I mean, I can't help but think about ownership of identity.
Mm, okay.
It's really just like an identity thing is the first thing I would start with, is to just say, really, really own and celebrate who you are and who you aren't.
Okay.
For example, I've had so many people ask, like, well, what about nays? Like, I want to know, what does Meosha say to stay away from? It's like, she can do that somewhere else. It's just not our ethos. We're all about positive energy, focusing on the best, finding the best, feeling the best, attracting the best, personally and as a community. So we're just not about that negativity. We're not about that negative energy and attracting more of that. It's like, no, like what you ignore and you don't feed dies. What you feed and you pay attention to, what you focus on grows. So anyway, so with us, I've found that in my experience, it's valuable to own your identity, not only, professionally, but personally, of course.
Mm-hmm.
First step is like, how much are you owning who you are and who you aren't? Then when you inevitably butt up against the differences, and this is both personal and professional, when you butt up against the differences between you, where you stand, and who you are, and the differences between that and others, not for you to hold it against them, but for you to really celebrate contrast and celebrate differences and celebrate, for example, I've had people invest, like Dwight Howard of the Lakers, a dear friend, amazing guy, super positive. And then I've had a lot of people not invest because they didn't see the vision, and that's totally okay. And when they did, Meosha, here's how I practice the whole, like, looking for the best, yay,
Yeah.
optics. What we're really about is the way you view and do life, and looking for the positive and celebrating life well. Here's how I appreciated all the naysayers, all the people who told me no, Meosha, which is a lot. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of people tell me yes, and a lot more people tell me no.
Yeah.
And the quality of the yeses far exceed the quantity of the no's, but the opposite, quantity of the no's far exceed the quantity of the yeses. But with the no's, here's what I appreciate. I appreciate that they represent the very mindset that affords me the opportunity as a creator to innovate and do something new. If there wasn't a mindset that was contrary to mine as a creator, to just speak to the creators, which I know is your audience, when people don't get you, when they don't understand you, naysayers, haters are going to hate. And the more lovers you have, the more haters you have. Like, instead of holding it against them, in that case, you're holding it. It's you
Right.
that's
Right.
holding it. I'm like, just don't hold it. Don't hold it against them,
Right.
because you're holding if you are. But here's how you can even not only not hold it against them, but even celebrate. Celebrate the fact that they represent the very mindset and the mentality that affords you the opportunity to innovate, to create something new, and something that, and that's something that others will love as well.
I love that. That's awesome. Oh, I love that. Let's that's pen that. I like that what you just said. That's so true. Wow. That was good. Um uh that feels like the best advice that I've had in a long time. What what's something that you've I mean throughout your journey that stuck with you, whether it applies to your business or to just your life? um could be advice that you heard someone tell you and it's like that sticks with you in the low times and it keeps you going. What is that?
So many things come to mind. It's a great question, Yosha. Thank you for asking that. So many stories and so many mantras come to mind. Um, I wear a yay not just because I'm the founder of YAYSTACK, and yays are recommendations, positive experiences stacking, and it's very, very simple. It's a recommendation platform. It's yays stacking. Great. I got it. There's a lot more beneath the surface. So many more reasons I wear a yay on my head, and it really starts from childhood. But um, I have found it to be true that we really do find what we're looking for. And if we're looking for the worst, we find it, we feel it, and we attract more of it. And it's a survival instinct. identify the threat, stay safe. That's surviving, looking for the worst so that you can stay safe. And it's the fire that burns brightest. Whatever is most wrong, it's the fire that burns most the brightest for our attention. But then, sadly, we're tempted to let whatever's most wrong determine how we feel most of the time. Breaks my heart. And so we're looking for the worst. We find it, we feel it, we bring more of it into our reality. However, when we look for the best, which is thriving, not surviving, surviving is looking for the worst. But when you know, hey, you know what? I'm good. I'm safe. I've done what I can to be safe. Now, from that foundation of safety and security and ultimately love, I can now thrive. I can now look for the best in myself and in others, in my past, my present, my future, my job, the people I love. In every way, I can look for the best, and I'm going to find what I'm looking for. I'm going to feel what I find, and then I'm going to attract more of what I feel. So
100%.
It all starts with seek. Seek and ye shall find. Find and ye shall feel. Feel and ye shall attract.
Absolutely.
Look for the worst. You're going to find it. You're going to feel it. You're going to bring more of it into your reality. That's why aware yay. Look for the best, first in yourself, then in others. We can only give that which we have to give. If we're tempted to be ugly to our loved one or loved ones, we've first been ugly to ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
But if we are able to just look for the best and celebrate the best, even when there are stark differences, look for the best. When you can do that for other people, it's indicative of you first having practiced that for yourself. For Meosha to do one of the most selfless things that she can do, which is for Meosha to look for the best in herself,
right?
To find the best in herself, to feel the best in herself. Then she has that gift that she can now give to others. So the one thing I would say is look for the best, starting with yourself, then in others. And I promise you, you're going to find it, you're going to feel it, and you're going to attract more of the best in yourself, more of the best in other people, more in the best in your business, more in the best in your life. You will have more to celebrate and truly more yays in your days where you're celebrating life and elevating life constantly because of what you choose to look for.
Absolutely. I love that. That's wonderful. Like you literally took me to church and it's Sunday. No, that's really good. That's really good. Thank you so much for coming on. And where can people find you on social media and all that good stuff? And I'll let you go because I know you're a busy man.
Yes, I'm actually helping my sister with something. So I'm gonna go do that. But absolutely appreciate it. Please do, number one, if you've got an iPhone, which we're coming to Android as soon as we can, but if you have an iPhone, please download YAYSTACK. Just search YAYS as in yays. And it's going to be the first thing you see. So YAYSTACK. Please YAYSTACK, sign up and join us on our mission to make the world a more positive place. Yay by yay, day by day. Then on Instagram at YAYSTACK, TikTok at YAYSTACK, and then mine personally on YAYSTACK, Instagram, and TikTok is Trey Roth, just my name, TreyRoth.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for blessing our podcast today. And we'll definitely have to talk more and get you on a little longer next time. But thank you again. I appreciate your time.
I would love for that opportunity. Absolutely.
And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.